What is up, guys? Pupp from Life, Liberty, and the Homestead. Today's video is not a homesteading video. Today's video is my thoughts and kind of my response to what I've seen posted lately about Black Rifle Coffee Company. I've seen people who are two-way as far as they feel they're deep in the Second Amendment community. I've seen veteran post their disdain. I've seen people just across the board, right? I've seen where people said, we're not gonna support Black Rifle Coffee Company anymore. You know, what they did, they shouldn't have done. And then when they made a statement, it should have been different. Okay, so, and I know people are throwing out like what their qualifications are. So I'm a combat veteran. I did 2 tours in Iraq, 2 tours in Afghanistan. The tours in Iraq, I was in Camp Victory for a little while, then went to Mosul. The second time I was at Fob Loyalty and did missions out of there. And then in Afghanistan, the first time I was PSD for General McNeil. That was I think April 2002, May 2002, somewhere around there. And the second time I was in Logar province. My platoon, we had a small cop, it was called Cop Puli Alam. We took it over from 82nd MPs, and we were 101st MPs, but we were the 4th Brigade out of the 101st, so, you know, Kurhi. I have a combat action badge, whatever, you know. I mean, my MOS is, I was a 95 Bravo first, if you know what that is. And then I was a 31 Bravo. It's the same thing. They just ended up switching the numerators on it. So to make everyone a 31, because the officers were already 31 Alphas, they went ahead and switched all enlisted to 31 Bravo. That being said, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter that I'm a combat veteran. It doesn't. It has nothing to do with what I'm about to say. Being two-way proactive, which I am, I belong to GOA, NRA, and that's it. When the NRA says email these people, I email them. When GOA says email these people, I email these people. I call these people and tell them how I feel or what I think, you know, should be done. So it's this Black Rifle Coffee thing is gonna, it might go into like the whole brace talk. I don't know, but here's my thing. Black Rifle Coffee Company, that's the name of the company. Evan started the company kind of when he was still with an ODA team and traveling the world and drinking coffee and figuring out what beans are right and the roast and all this other stuff. He gets out, starts his business, calls it Black Rifle Coffee Company. Is that going to attract people in the Second Amendment community? Yeah, absolutely. Is it going to attract veterans? Yeah, absolutely. Is it going to attract patriots? Yes, absolutely. Is that a way to market your product? Yes, absolutely. It's a smart way to market your product. Why not? He's very familiar with, you know, guns, tactics, you name it. And Matt Best comes along and somehow they form a partnership, and I don't know if they're both co-owners now or what their markup is, their makeup, I should say, their makeup is. It's none of my business. That's the great thing about business is it's their business, right? If Evan is the CEO and he makes a decision, that's the decision that's made for the company. There's plenty of businesses out there that make decisions that you and I may not agree with. But that doesn't mean like you just write them off and, oh, they're not patriotic, they don't support the Second Amendment community, blah, blah, blah. I don't ever recall a time where I specifically saw a Black Rifle Coffee commercial, ad, anything like that said, we support the Second Amendment and we're part of what is it, the Farm Coalition Policy, the Virginia guys, the GOA, NRA, none of that stuff. Like, I haven't seen that. Do they shoot guns in their videos? Yeah, absolutely they do. It's Black Rifle Coffee. I would kind of expect that, right? But it's not necessary. If they do, they do. They don't, they don't. Particularly, I don't even care for coffee that much. And I've tried. I've tried to like Black Rifle Coffee. I've tried to like Folgers Coffee. I've tried to like all these coffees. And I really wanted to like Black Rifle Coffee because it's a veteran-owned business. Period. Veteran-owned business. That doesn't mean that they go and spend millions of dollars supporting veterans. Do they support veterans? Yes. They made a claim a couple years ago with Starbucks. Starbucks said they were going to hire 10,000 refugees or immigrants, and Black Rifle Coffee Company said they were going to hire 10,000 veterans. Did Starbucks hire 10,000 refugees or immigrants? No. Did Black Rifle Coffee Company hire 10,000 veterans? No. But they were all over the news for it, right? Both companies were. It's a market ploy, right? Not to say these guys aren't out there trying to hire veterans, but the thing is if a veteran wants a job, they go find the job that they want. If not, they don't just take any old job. I mean, they will, just like anybody else. But if they want to specifically work for Black Rifle Coffee Company, they will go and try to work for Black Rifle Coffee Company. If they want to work for Kroger's, that's what they're going to go work for. If they want to work for the city, the state, whatever, that's what they're going to do. The same as everybody else. So to chastise Black Rifle Coffee because they had the individual that posted the picture with his affiliate code down below and said, take it off because we're not going to make a dime off of this. I mean, to me, that's good business. They could have not said a thing. They didn't have to say they supported or didn't support the Kenosha Kid. They could have just raked in the cash as it came in, gave their little percentage to the affiliate link, and not said a word. Nobody would have said anything. But now, because they were like, no, you can't, we don't want that affiliate link on there because we're not trying to make a dime off of this. Now everybody's all upset and in an uproar. And then they bring up Evan's donations to campaigns. Evan is the CEO of Black Rifle Coffee Company. And before that, it shows he worked for the defense agency, right? Department of Defense. So when you fill out your donation, it asks who you work for. That's something you have to put on there. So he puts, hey, I work for the Department of Defense, I work for Black Rifle Coffee, whatever the case may be. But who he supports and who he gives money to is not my business. It's not. It's just like when you go to vote, it's none of my business who you voted for. I really don't care. I know people are, well, you can't vote Democrat if you believe in the Second Amendment. Why? Why can you not? Really? I mean, what is the main reason? Because Democrats are trying to take away our Second Amendment rights, right? That's the reason. Okay. President Trump, Republican now, when all that stuff happened in Vegas, what did he do? He took away bump stocks. He made it to where the ATF banned bump stocks. And all these people who had bump stocks had to dispose of them, whatever the case may be, or they could be charged with a felony. But that was a Republican. Okay? Now, what other bills have been out there in the past 20 years that have taken away our rights? Well, you can go to the Brady bill, but there's a whole lot more to that than just, registration of SBRs, automatic rifles, or whatever the case may be. There's a lot more to it than just that. And as politicians, they play the card. So when Republicans are saying, don't vote a Democrat in because they're going to take away your gun rights, and Democrats say, don't vote in a Republican because he's going to take away your right to an abortion. Look at it. I mean, seriously, look at it right now. Did President Trump take away the right for a woman's choice to have an abortion? Nope. Did President Obama take away the Second Amendment? Nope. Okay. Did George W., did he take away the right for a woman to have an abortion? Nope. Did President Clinton take away the Second Amendment right? No. But they all can alter some things to make things more difficult or challenging for you. You know, maybe they say, okay, you have the right to have an abortion, but prior to having an abortion, you have to go through psychiatric clearance, and then you have to go to a sonogram and listen to the heartbeat of the baby, and you have to watch 8 hours of abortion footage. I don't know. Same with the Second Amendment. SBRs having to be registered, yes, that takes away a portion of your right to keep and bear arms. But it doesn't remove the ability to keep and bear arms. The problem is you just had to pay a $200 tax stamp to have an SBR, and then if you cross state lines, you got to report all this stuff. It just makes it more difficult. So, I mean, our rights have always been compromised. It doesn't matter if it's the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the Third, whatever. They're always in some type of limbo. But when it comes to Black Rifle, if Evan wants to donate to the Democrat Party and certain people in the Democrat Party, that's his choice as a man, as a human being. That's just that's his right. It's just like him going to vote. He can vote however he wants. I can't sit there and say, Evan, you don't support the Second Amendment. You voted Democrat. Nope, you don't support us. Why? Maybe there's things that are more important to Evan, like social programs or, I don't know, school funding, whatever it is, that he feels is more important that these particular Democrats are trying to propose and enact into a law or put into a bill, whatever the case may be. Or maybe he goes and votes Republican because he doesn't want any bills to be passed that would hinder his Second Amendment right. We don't know how he voted. You can see where he put $500 here and $500 there. What about the people who spend thousands and thousands of dollars during an election of businesses that you support right now? Businesses that you have to support. What about those? I don't see anybody getting up in arms about that. Very rarely do you hear anybody, oh, I don't support this company because this, that, or the other. Last one I remember was Dick's Sporting Goods. I don't shop at Dick's Sporting Goods. They wanted to limit the access of individuals to get rifles, and then they started pulling them from their shelf. I mean, I was at the counter when one guy was like, hey, you can pay to get your background check, but because you're not 21, we can't sell you this rifle. And I was like, what? That makes no sense. This kid's going to get a $10 background check for what? For nothing? Just to say he had a background check? No. I heard that and I was like, all right, the hype wasn't just the hype. It was real. So from that point forward, I stopped buying, stuff at Dick's Sporting Goods. Now, if I go somewhere and there's no place where I can buy, I don't know, fishing lures, let's say, and the only thing they got is a Dick's Sporting Goods, am I going to go in Dick's Sporting Goods and buy fishing lures? Yeah, I am. Because that's my choice, right? Like, I can choose just to not go fishing. I traveled 5 hours just to not go fishing. Or I should have been better prepared. Or I can throw a couple bucks and, be upset with myself because I had to go to Dick's Sporting Goods. It is what it is. Now, when you're sitting here fired up about Black Rifle Coffee because they don't support the Kenosha Kid, I mean, Okay, maybe they don't agree with the actions that he took. What's the problem with that? I don't have any judgment on the Kenosha Kid one way or the other. I wasn't there. I can't even tell you what happened. There's video footage, sure. There's a lot of pictures, yeah. I wasn't there. I don't know what actually happened. I don't know what happened from the time that kid woke up to the time that kid was arrested the next day or whatever. I don't. So I can't pass judgment on the Kenosha Kid, and I can't say, I'm going to throw my support behind the Kenosha Kid. I support his Second Amendment right. Should things have been different? I don't know. Again, I wasn't there. The only problem I have with the Kenosha Kid is with the Kenosha Kid's mama, who drove him across state lines and let him walk out the car with a rifle at 17 years old. That's my only issue with the whole thing. She drove him to Kenosha with a rifle. To me, that's bad parenting. But that's not even here nor there for me either. I'm not his mama. I'm not his daddy. What they do with their household is what they do with their household. I don't have to support it. I definitely don't have to like it, but that's their business. Same with Black Rifle Coffee. Same with all these companies. People are they don't support veterans anymore, or, they're all about just the veteran's lifestyle and product placement or emblems on products to draw in veterans and stuff like that. Maybe they are. But I can tell you, there ain't too many dumb veterans out there. We see what's going on. We see the marketing that companies like Black Rifle Coffee, Nine Line Apparel, Grunt Style, and all these people use. We see it. We're not foolish to it. So we can choose to support these companies if we want, or we can choose just not to buy this stuff. I mean, it's really up to us. So to bash Evan, Matt Best, and all those guys at Black Rifle Coffee because they had the individual remove his affiliate link because they said they didn't want to profit off of Mr. Pillow and Schroeder bailing out the Kenosha Kid. I mean, kudos to you, man. They could have raked in that money. That's what y'all don't understand. They could have raked in that money and not said a thing. Then what would you have said about them? Oh, they were just profiting off of, the Kenosha Kid, and they support whatever. The Kenosha Kid, defending himself or killing 2 people and all this other stuff. Then you wouldn't support him because you don't agree with that portion of it. But yet, because they just said remove the affiliate link, and because Evan has donated to Act Blue and whatever, Democrats, Evan's a horrible guy. Why, dude? Seriously. So people are upset the way Evan has given his contributions in the past or even the present. But President Trump himself was a Democrat for years upon years upon years. So at the beginning of candidate Trump's run, he was just going to kind of do the independent thing, similar to Bernie Sanders, right? Bernie Sanders was on the Democrat ticket, running as a Democrat, but he was an independent. Same with the way Trump went about doing his stuff. Maybe his views are more the Republican style than they are Democrat. I don't know, especially once you get to that level. But President Trump, before becoming president, guarantee you, spent thousands of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on Democrat candidates, whether it be in the state of New York or going to Washington. Guarantee it. Guarantee. I ain't even got to look nothing up. 3 fat babies to a donut. I guarantee it. But nobody's talking about that. And yes, I've seen people say, well, my support for President Trump, I've told you how I feel about him. I mean, that's great that, you have some disdain for some of the things that President Trump did. But that if if Evan would have donated $500 to President Trump's campaign, would we be having this conversation? Or is it because he wanted the affiliate link taken off and then people started looking into where his finances during campaign contributions went to, then that's when it's even a bigger problem. Because he has this Democrat view and Evan wants guns to be removed from households. No. I mean, how about when Tim Kennedy said, I don't think an 18-year-old should own a rifle? I mean, that was in the news for like 2 weeks and then you ain't heard nothing about it since. Did he come out and apologize about it? I don't know. I really don't care. That's his view on it. If that's what it is, that's what it is. We all have views. We all have things that we talk about that we feel strongly about. And it's not always what someone else wants. I mean, I hope to God it's not what somebody else wants all the time, right? That's what makes our republic so great, is because you don't have to have the same views as the guy on your left and the lady on your right. You don't have to have that stuff. You have the choice to make, or you have the freedom to make your choices on who you want to support, how you want to spend your money, all this stuff. And if you ask me, if Evan's thrown $500 to Act Blue or whatever, and he's the CEO of Black Rifle Coffee, and it's this $1 million+ company, I mean, that's really... That's not even a lot of money to him. Guarantee it. To me, it'd be a lot of money, right? I'd be like, ooh, $500. I don't know if I can do that. I'd give him $5. You know, because that's what I can afford. But y'all got to stop bashing this Black Rifle Coffee and, you know, got the pitchforks out and heading to Shrek's house and all that stuff. I mean, really, really think about what your message is and what's the true reason you're not supporting Evan and Black Rifle Coffee. I mean, what is it? Because they told the affiliate link had to come down because they didn't want to make a dime off of the Kenosha Kid. Again, to me, that was a bad business move because he would have made thousands of dollars probably off of that. But he chose to have them remove it so he wouldn't make any money off of it. I don't know. I've been seeing videos the past like week now. I mean, from all different angles. 2A guys. I love watching Johnny B. I mean, he talks about let's have a conversation. And he's right. Let's have a conversation. I don't agree with everything Johnny B says, but I still watch his videos. I like his videos. I even comment on, you know, several of his videos. It might be just to see the drama llama run by, you know what I mean? I love that. I used to like it when Gunny would come on and he had the jackwagon of the week, you know? Let me be the jackwagon of the week. I don't care, you know? And then, who else was it? I don't remember if Guns and Gadgets said something. I don't know. This one guy from Texas, Tough Country or something like that. You know, he was talking about not supporting Black Rifle Coffee, and then I just saw this veteran, 11 Bravo Combat Infantry badge. I mean, awesome. I'm happy you guys have chosen not to support them. That's fine. Again, that's your choice, right? And then you get to say it on YouTube or Facebook or on a podcast. That's your First Amendment right. You get to say whatever you want to say. And there's repercussions to it. And you can essentially do what you want to do, but there's repercussions to it. So it's not like you have the First Amendment so you can do and say whatever you want at any point in time in your life, and then there's no consequences to it. Yes, you have the right to say whatever you want, but there's consequences to it, repercussions to it. I get it. I understand it. It's the same with the Second Amendment. It doesn't say in the Second Amendment the right to keep and bear arms unless you've committed a felony and now your rights are going to be stripped away from you. Doesn't say that in the Second Amendment itself, does it? But yet, thousands of men and women have gone to prison and have lost their ability to own a firearm. Matter of fact, one of the guys that the Kenosha Kid shot, I believe it was that guy that had that pistol in his hand. Might have been a Glock pistol. I guess Glock supporting felons. I don't know. And I believe he was a felon with a firearm. I mean, there were still consequences to his actions, right? Like, that's why people who are criminals commit crimes, and they'll get busted hundreds of times with guns and whatever else. I mean, they still make a choice not to follow the law and all this other stuff. So I don't care for Black Rifle coffee, the coffee itself. I don't care for Folgers coffee. I have not found a coffee that I like. Now, Black Rifle Coffee's little espressos in the can, yes, I like those. I also like Starbucks ones that they have in the glass containers, but I don't like Starbucks coffee from Starbucks. I'm not a hot coffee drinker or whatever. I like the fruity French vanilla stuff. I don't know. You know, put a dress on me, slap my butt, and call me Sally. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's just what I enjoy. But I'm not going to stop supporting Black Rifle Coffee over what Evan does in his personal life as far as who he supports. And I'm not going to stop supporting them because they have chosen to remove an affiliate link that was on a picture with a Kenosha Kid. That person put that t-shirt on a Kenosha Kid for personal gain himself. I've not seen a picture of the Kenosha Kid anything other than generally a solid shirt, blue, red, whatever the case may be. So for him to have a Black Rifle t-shirt on, I mean, somebody put that on him. And I mean, we know who that was. No one's up in arms about that. Anyways, that's my rant. Like it, love it, hate it, thumbs down it, I don't know. I'm going to use YouTube as my platform to give my own comments, give my own reflection, and like I said, I like it or love it, baby. It is what it is. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you don't mind, if you haven't already turned off, go over there, hit that subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. Give me some wild, crazy, astronomical, you hate me comments down below. But just know, I love you. We love you. Please subscribe to my channel.